Hi, my name is Stacy. I am the owner of Lovestones in Menifee, California. Please like and subscribe. And forward this video, please. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be telling you my story. It's a very interesting story, and I have been asked to share it with you. Okay, so I opened up a storefront in Menifee, California. Originally just going to be palm stones, but it evolved into so much more. And I started doing meditations, meditation classes, and I was infiltrated by energies that weren't aligned with me. They were actually there to take me out. And so after battling with them for about a year, and I mean witches and warlocks and a host of other entities, beings, and just low frequency energies that tried to destiny swap and just a host of awful things. I survived it. But one by one, they kept coming. And then soon I heard they were having community meetings about me. So I'm here. I have like this crystal shop and I'm doing meditation classes, and all of a sudden I hear that they're having meetings about me. Now I have no way of telling you what the meetings are about. The person that told me they were having meetings about me was an ally at the time, but then soon after tried to steal my gifts and destiny swap with me. All the while, as I'm going through all of this, I'm leveling up, spiritually speaking. My gifts were activating. And I began to see people who I thought were people for who they really were, which is a host of beings. And I don't think I'll get into that today. But what I will say is that after a year of being under attack and being betrayed, I honestly finally thought it was over. And I mean, there's so many details. Blocking my store, putting some kind of veil over my store. I mean, blocking the customers from coming in. Yeah. So eventually, I was able to level up to a point where they could no longer do that. Well, they couldn't block my store, but they could still block the customers depending on their frequency. And yeah. So there are different stories that I will share with you. I'm just trying to give you some insight into what the big picture. And then I will go deeper and tell you individual stories. I finally thought I was through all of it, and a gentleman walked in, and his energy felt. Oh, before I go into all that, I want to tell you that the beings that were attacking me were like witches and warlocks. Yeah, that's a real thing. They didn't know who I was. They had no idea who I was. I didn't at the time, but now I know. I know why they could not take me out, because I know who I am. And I think it's important. I'm going to stop right there and start another video. I may post this video, but I feel like I need to stop because there's just too many gaps. Okay. Bye. Can I not stop it? Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to stop it. Okay, so I'm going to get down and dirty. So when I was doing meditation classes, there were a lot of people there who I thought were people, but they were different beings. And I had been infiltrated, and particularly by a witch. She called herself, she said, I only channel the angels. She didn't channel angels. She channeled death and destruction. But her light felt white. Her energy felt light. And she infiltrated my store. And it was an absolute battle to get it back, to come in here, and it was filled with dark energies. And I fought to get my store back. The room in which she worked in, one day I went in there and I sat in there, and I felt all of these energies surround me and then start to enter into my being, into my body. And at that time, I closed my eyes and I aligned myself with the light. I imagined a light coming down from the heavens, and I imagined my higher self or my soul going up through the firmament, through the heavens, to Creator. And Creator's hands were out, and I put my hands in Creator's hands, and I felt energy come all the way down through my body, and whatever those beings were, which were trying to attack my heart, I felt like they were trying to make me have a heart attack or something. They went shoo. And at the time, my daughter worked at the store. I called her in. She didn't see anything. And where I'm sitting right now, if I look that way, there's a window. So she could see me. But she said all I was doing was sitting there with my eyes closed. And that was one of the times in which they tried to take me out. Another time, they, I guess there was a contract for people to come into my store and take me out. And they came in droves. One of them even gave me a review. He said the store was closed and it opens at 11, He gave me a 1. You can go look at my reviews, you'll see him. Yeah, I didn't open the door for him. Hell no. I had an energy or an intuition that told me he was not there for good reason. And so at the time, I called some friends who were coming to the meditation, who I thought were friends at the time. And I told them that I knew they were coming to take me out. I had a knowing, and they actually helped me. And at this time, I think they helped because they wanted to be the ones to take me out. That's why they helped me. Because one in particular, her and her mom, they really tried to take me out. I'm not going to name any names, but so they came, and a Chinese guy came, Bean, and I say he presented as 50. And his energy felt dark and dirty. And I have some obsidian knives, and I remember him grabbing one of the knives and playing with it and looking at me. And one of the women I told you about, who her and her mom tried to take me out, but she was here, she began to close her eyes. And whatever she was doing, he looked at her. He turned and he looked at her. So whatever she was doing was working. And he pointed the knife at me, and then he put it down. And he said, "What's wrong with you?" or something like that. And I said, "It's you, your energy." I said, "I can feel it. It's awful." And he said, I save people. I'm a doctor. And I said, you don't save everyone. I just had a knowing that he had killed people too. And I said, you don't save everyone. You hurt a lot of people too. And he looked at me. He didn't know how I knew. I didn't know how I knew. And I told him he wasn't a good person. He was a bad man. And he left my store. But I know he had came that day to kill me. And he did not. And I guess the girl that was in here, the lady that was in here, soon after she had, she took a bribe. She had told me that she had sold her soul when she was a kid, and I didn't really believe her. I was like, what? Can you sell your soul when you were a kid? And she said someone had came to her and she sold her soul. But when I channeled it, I got that she had been cloned. Her and her mom had been cloned. And anyway, they had decided they were going to take me out. So they took the money that they were offered. And I was in my bathroom at home. And I could all of a sudden see them doing crap through my mirror. And I just remember saying, you bitches. And I did something, and I locked them out. And I knew that they were like, how did she know how to do that? And from then, I think that's around the time they started having meetings about me. And stealing all my food, getting my crystals and cutting them up and scratching them up and breaking them. Like I had acquired some really pristine stuff, and I had worked hard for it. Saved up and bought just nice pieces that made my heart fill with joy. They destroyed them. They would come and scratch them all up and stuff. They would come in my house and steal all my food and my herbs. And just, and I mean, I would go grocery shopping, and y'all know how expensive groceries are now. I'd spend about $300. I promise you, they would come in and steal at least $150 worth of canned food and just food. I had bought some lion's mane mushrooms, and I got the mushrooms. And at the time, that was something that was, to me, I had never. No, I had got the powder, but I didn't get mushrooms. And I remember getting them and leaving them on the table. And they came and they took the whole bag because they were able to get in our homes. And no matter how I tried to lock my house down, there's so many of them, they were able to get in. And then I began to learn different ways to keep energies out and trying different things. But I had bought a smart home. And I believe that those smart homes are designed so that you can't keep anyone out. Because the air conditioner would just come on. And it was like, why is that coming on? It's so weird. And I believe they could get in when the air conditioner would come on, or the fan in the bathroom would come on, and then they could get in. So many things. And so soon I found out that the girl that had saved me with that guy, she had taken a bribe. And so she and I were no longer friends. And then that white witch, before I had already cut her off. And then I had one friend left. And my gifts were starting to activate, and I had got light language and stuff. And that one friend, I believe she also took money soon after, and tried to take me out. She stole my gifts. I called them back. At the time, I didn't know it was her. I honestly didn't think that she would do that, but she did. I think she's like, so a lot of these folks that did this stuff were, some were clones, some were hybrids, half human, half reptilian, half human, half werewolf, vampires, and a host of other beings. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it's time to wake up and realize that we are not alone on this planet. And soon I could see them. I could see who they really were when they would come to my store. I could see who they really were. The first time I almost jumped out of my skin, but now I just act like I don't see them. They don't even know I see them for who they really are. And they shapeshift. And when they shapeshift, it's like I can see a blurb of who they were the first time. I don't even, it's interesting. So, moving forward, because I feel like I'm a bit all over the place. So now the community was attacking me. I would be in my car, and I could see somebody behind me doing all this. And even one time I had the sunroof open, and I felt something hit me on my head, and it bounced off. And so I was like, oh God. And I had sat down in my room, and I closed my eyes, and I could see a group of women, and they were doing death magic on me. And I saw this quite often. And the women that were doing it, eventually I saw one of them. She was no longer on the planet. And the rest, then they would get mad as if it were my fault that they were doing death magic on me and one was gone. And then they would do other things, and then they would get karma. And they'd get more mad at me and do more magic. Then I saw another one of them. I think there was a car accident. Somebody got burned. It's just karma started coming for them. Yeah. I am going to stop here. My next video will be about the guy that came in. So a lot of fallen angels seem to be coming and trying to take me out. They can't, but they try. And they also try to take my mom out. She's 85 years old. They have no shame. They have no conscience. Their souls are gone. Talking about that the other day. They have spirit, but they no longer have souls. I wonder if they know that. Now you know. Your souls are gone. You have spirits. Half the time, the spirits that they conjure, they like me better. Not even half the time, most of the time. 90% of the time. Once in a while, a spirit will try to come for me. I'll tell it that I will transmute it into the light, or it can walk into the light. Usually they'll walk into the light. Like I said, they like me better. So, more to come. This is part 1 of many parts. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. because this is going to get good. Bye for now.